I, Marcus Aurelius Carus, was born into the world amidst the rolling landscapes and bustling settlements of the European Roman provinces, which indelibly shaped my character and ambitions. The year of my birth has been lost to the annals of history, but the Roman Empire was in a state of both grandeur and turmoil, a fertile ground for a future emperor to be nurtured. My family was of modest nobility, respected and known for their service to Rome. My father was a soldier, a man of stern discipline and unwavering loyalty to the empire. He instilled in me the virtues of courage and duty from an early age. My mother, on the other hand, was a woman of intellect and grace, whose love for literature and philosophy profoundly influenced my upbringing. Under her guidance, I developed a voracious appetite for learning, delving into the works of great Roman thinkers, as well as those of Greece. Education in our household was not merely an endeavor of the mind, but also of the body. My father ensured that I was proficient in the art of war, mastering the sword, spear and shield, while my mother encouraged me to sharpen my intellect. I spent my youth training in the fields and studying in the quiet corners of our villa. History, politics and philosophy were my constant companions. I would often imagine the great leaders of Rome, their triumphs and failures serving as lessons for my future. My early life was also marked by companionship with my siblings. Among them were my brothers and sisters, whose destinies would take different paths, but all were bound by the love and loyalty of our family. These bonds would prove essential in the turbulent years ahead. In my formative years, I developed a keen sense of the political machinations of Rome. The empire, though mighty, was fraught with internal divisions and external threats. I observed the rise and fall of emperors, the shifting allegiances, and the ever-present threat of invasion. These observations steeled my resolve to one day play a pivotal role in shaping the future of our great civilization. As I came of age, I joined the military, following in the footsteps of my father. The legions were my second home, and I quickly rose through the ranks due to my unwavering dedication and strategic acumen. My service under various commanders honed my leadership skills and deepened my understanding of the complexities of war and governance. It was during these years that I met and married my beloved wife. She was a woman of remarkable beauty and intelligence, whose strength and wisdom would be a cornerstone of my life. Together, we were blessed with 2 sons, Numerian and Carinus. I took great pride in their upbringing, ensuring they received the best education and training, much like my own. As an attentive father, I spent countless hours at our family villa, discussing history, politics and philosophy in the atrium. I firmly believed that a young mind needed to be filled with knowledge lest it become idle. My journey to power was marked by perseverance, loyalty, and a deep-seated belief in the glory of Rome. The lessons of my youth, the trials of my military career, and the love of my family all contributed to the man I would become. As I look back upon those early years, I see the foundations of my destiny being laid, brick by brick, in the fertile soil of my homeland. From these humble beginnings, I would rise to lead the empire, my name etched into the annals of history as a ruler who sought to restore the greatness of Rome. My story is one of resilience and ambition, a testament to the enduring spirit of our civilization. The year was 282 AD, a time of great turmoil and opportunity within the Roman Empire. I had faithfully served as the prefect of the guard under Emperor Probus, a role that allowed me to witness firsthand the inner workings of imperial power and the challenges of governance. Probus was a capable ruler, and his efforts to stabilize the empire were commendable. However, the seeds of dissent and unrest were ever present, and it was within this crucible that my destiny unfolded. Probus's reign came to a tragic end at the hands of mutinous soldiers. His death left a vacuum that needed to be filled quickly to prevent further chaos. The army, recognizing my leadership and loyalty, proclaimed me as the new emperor. It was a moment fraught with both honor and peril. The mantle of leadership was a heavy one, but my years of preparation had steeled me for this very challenge. Upon my ascension, I adopted the name Marcus Aurelius Carus, aligning myself with the great traditions and legacies of Rome. My first act as emperor was to secure the loyalty of the legions and the Senate. I knew that without the support of both the military and the political elite, my reign would be short-lived. Thus, I spent considerable time and effort consolidating power. ensuring that my authority was recognized and respected throughout the empire. During these early days of my reign, I remained an attentive father to my sons, Numerian and Carinus. Despite the immense responsibilities that came with the imperial title, I made time to nurture their minds and spirits. At our family villa, we would often gather in the atrium, the warm sunlight filtering through the colonnades as we engaged in discussions about history, politics, and philosophy. I believed fervently that a young mind needed to be filled with knowledge lest it become idle. These moments were precious to me, a respite from the weight of imperial duties and a chance to instill in my sons the values that had shaped my own life. Numerian and Carinus were eager learners, each possessing a keen intellect and a thirst for knowledge. Numerian, the younger of the two, was contemplative and philosophical, often pondering the deeper questions of life and governance. Carinus, by contrast, was more assertive and ambitious, his mind always turning towards practical matters and strategies for maintaining power. I saw in them the future of the empire, and it was my hope that they would one day rule with wisdom and strength. In the public sphere, I embarked on campaigns to solidify my position and address the pressing threats to the empire. The Danube frontier was a particular area of concern, with barbarian tribes continuously testing the strength of Rome's defenses. Leading my troops personally, I launched a series of successful operations that pushed back these incursions and restored a measure of stability to the region. The loyalty and respect I earned from my soldiers during these campaigns were invaluable, bolstering my legitimacy as emperor. However, my ambitions extended beyond the immediate borders of the empire. The Sāsānian Empire to the east posed a significant threat, and I resolved to confront it head-on. In 283 AD, I led my legions on a bold campaign into Sāsānian territory, penetrating beyond the Tigris River. It was a display of Roman might intended to send a clear message to our adversaries. The empire would not be cowed by external threats. As I reflect on these early years of my reign, I am struck by the magnitude of the tasks I undertook and the resilience required to navigate them. My ascension to the throne was not merely a personal achievement, but a pivotal moment for the empire. The foundations I laid during this period were crucial in shaping the future course of Rome, setting the stage for the challenges and triumphs that would follow. The legacy of my ascension is one of determination and strategic acumen. It was a time when the fate of the empire hung in the balance, and through steadfast leadership and unwavering resolve, I endeavored to steer it towards a brighter future. My sons, by my side, absorbed these lessons, preparing themselves for the roles they would one day assume. The story of my rise to power is but a chapter in the grand tapestry of Rome, a testament to the enduring spirit and strength of our civilization. The years of my reign, though brief, were marked by decisive actions and significant campaigns. As emperor, my foremost priority was to restore stability and security to the Roman Empire, which had been beleaguered by internal strife and external threats for too long. My tenure as ruler was a testament to the necessity of strong, unwavering leadership during tumultuous times. Following my successful campaigns along the Danube, I turned my attention to the east. The Sāsānian Empire, under the rule of Bahram II, had been a persistent thorn in Rome's side, and I was determined to assert Roman dominance once and for all. In the summer of 283 AD, I led my legions on an ambitious invasion into Sāsānian territory. Crossing the Tigris River, we advanced swiftly and decisively, capturing key cities and fortresses along the way. The campaign was a resounding success, showcasing the might and discipline of the Roman military. Throughout these campaigns, I maintained a close relationship with my sons, Numerian and Carinus. Despite the pressures of military leadership, I always ensured that they were part of the strategic discussions and planning. During evenings in the imperial tent, we would sit around maps and discuss the day's progress and the plans for the morrow. Numerian's insightful questions and Carinus's bold suggestions reflected their growing understanding of military strategy and governance. It was a source of great pride to see them evolve into capable young men, ready to shoulder the responsibilities that awaited them. My victories in the east brought a measure of stability and security to the empire, but they also demanded careful administration and diplomacy. I knew that conquering territories was only part of the challenge. Governing them effectively was equally crucial. I appointed trusted officials to oversee the newly acquired regions, ensuring that Roman laws and customs were implemented to foster loyalty among the populace. Back in Rome, my reign was characterized by a firm but just approach to governance. I sought to strengthen the central administration, curbing the excesses and corruption that had plagued the bureaucracy. My efforts were aimed at reinforcing the authority of the emperor while promoting efficiency and fairness in governance. I believed that a strong and just administration was essential for the stability and prosperity of the empire. Despite the demands of my military campaigns and administrative duties, I never neglected the cultural and intellectual pursuits that had been a cornerstone of my upbringing. I commissioned the construction and restoration of several public buildings and temples, emphasizing the importance of Rome's cultural heritage. These projects not only beautified the cities, but also served as a reminder of Rome's enduring legacy and grandeur. One of the most significant aspects of my reign was my commitment to the welfare of the Roman people. I initiated several public works projects aimed at improving infrastructure, including roads, aqueducts, and fortifications. These initiatives not only provided employment, but also enhanced the overall quality of life for many citizens. It was my belief that a prosperous and content populace was the foundation of a strong and stable empire. However, my reign was not without its challenges. The empire remained a vast and complex entity, with numerous factions and interests vying for influence. Managing these dynamics required constant vigilance and political acumen. I faced opposition from certain quarters, particularly from those who had benefited from the previous regime's corrupt practices. Yet I remained steadfast in my commitment to reform and the betterment of Rome. As the year 283 AD drew to a close, I found myself reflecting on the achievements and challenges of my reign. I had succeeded in restoring a measure of stability and security to the empire, but much work remained to be done. My thoughts often turned to the future and the role my sons would play in continuing the work I had begun. Numerian and Carinus, though still young, had shown great promise, and I was confident that they would rise to the occasion when the time came. In the end, my reign was a testament to the resilience and strength of Rome. Despite the brevity of my time as emperor, I endeavored to leave a lasting impact, one that would guide the empire through the trials and tribulations that lay ahead. My story is but a chapter in the grand narrative of Rome, a narrative that continues to unfold through the ages. As I faced the uncertainties of the future, I did so with the knowledge that I had done my utmost to serve and protect the empire I loved. The summer of 283 AD had seen great triumphs for Rome under my command. We had advanced deep into Sāsānian territory, capturing the city of Ctesiphon and securing a decisive victory. The legions, emboldened by their success, were eager for further conquests. Yet, as autumn approached, the fates had other plans for me. Our camp was set up along the banks of the Tigris, the river's waters reflecting the vibrant hues of the setting sun. One evening, as I was going over the day's reports and plans for the next phase of our campaign, a storm began to brew on the horizon. Dark clouds gathered, and the air grew heavy with the scent of rain. Lightning crackled in the distance, and the once calm atmosphere turned foreboding. I had always been a man of reason and pragmatism, but there was something unnerving about the storm that night. The sky seemed to crack open, and a bolt of lightning struck with a blinding flash and a deafening roar. The tent, the maps, and the plans scattered as chaos erupted around me. I felt a searing pain, and then darkness engulfed me. In the aftermath, my officers and guards found me lifeless, my body scorched by the lightning. The news of my sudden and mysterious death spread swiftly through the camp, sending shockwaves of uncertainty among the soldiers. Some whispered that it was a divine omen, a sign that the gods had intervened. Others saw it as a tragic accident, a cruel twist of fate that had robbed Rome of its leader. The legions, though grieved by my passing, remained disciplined and steadfast. My sons, Numerian and Carinus, were informed of the tragedy. Their reactions were a mix of sorrow and determination. They knew that the future of the empire now rested on their shoulders. Numerian, with his contemplative nature, sought solace in his studies and reflections, while Carinus, ever ambitious, immediately began to consolidate power. My body was prepared for the journey back to Rome, where I would be laid to rest with the honors befitting an emperor. The legions, led by my sons, continued their march, ensuring that the gains we had achieved were not lost. Despite the sorrow that hung over the camp, there was a resolve to carry forward the legacy of my reign. As I departed this mortal realm, I could not help but reflect on the transient nature of power and the enduring spirit of Rome. My death, shrouded in mystery and marked by the fury of nature, was a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the whims of fate. Yet I took solace in the knowledge that I had done my utmost to serve the empire and prepare my sons for the challenges that lay ahead. In the days that followed, Numerian and Carinus faced the monumental task of leading Rome through a period of uncertainty. They would have to navigate the political intrigues and military challenges that came with the imperial throne. My sudden death had left a void, but it had also galvanized them to rise to the occasion. They had been groomed for this moment, and I had every confidence in their abilities. The journey back to Rome was a somber one, marked by the reverence of the soldiers and the mourning of the people. As my funeral rites were performed, I was laid to rest with the hope that my efforts would not be in vain. My reign, though brief, had been one of action and determination. The campaigns I led, the reforms I initiated, and the values I instilled in my sons were the legacy I left behind. In the grand tapestry of Rome's history, my death was but a moment, yet it carried profound significance. It marked the end of one chapter and the beginning of another, one that would see my sons take up the mantle of leadership. The empire, resilient and enduring, would continue to thrive, guided by the principles of strength, wisdom, and justice that I had endeavored to uphold. As I passed into the annals of history, I knew that the true measure of my reign would be seen in the future of Rome, in the legacy that Numerian and Carinus would forge. My story was part of the larger narrative of our great civilization, a testament to the enduring spirit and strength of Rome. The legacy of an emperor is often measured not just by the deeds accomplished during his reign, but by the enduring impact of his leadership on the future of the empire. My reign was brief, yet it was marked by decisive actions and significant campaigns that would leave a lasting imprint on Rome. As the years have passed since my death in 283 AD, the true measure of my legacy has come to light through the actions of my sons, Numerian and Carinus, and the course of the empire. The immediate aftermath of my death saw Numerian and Carinus ascend to power, continuing the work I had begun. Though their reigns were fraught with their own challenges, the foundations I had laid helped guide them through turbulent times. My elder son, Carinus, took control of the western provinces, while Numerian, the younger, was entrusted with the eastern territories. Their dual rule was a testament to my efforts to prepare them for leadership, ensuring that Rome remained stable and secure, even in the face of adversity. Numerian, with his contemplative nature, sought to maintain the stability and prosperity of the eastern provinces. He was known for his fair and just administration, taking to heart the lessons I had imparted about the importance of wisdom and knowledge in governance. His efforts to continue the reforms I had initiated helped to solidify the loyalty of the eastern territories, ensuring that they remained integral parts of the empire. Carinus, on the other hand, faced significant challenges in the west. His ambition and assertiveness, traits that had always been evident, were now put to the test as he dealt with political intrigue and military threats. Despite these challenges, Carinus's bold leadership and strategic acumen helped to maintain the strength and unity of the western provinces. He continued to build on the military successes of my reign, defending the empire's borders and securing Rome's position as a dominant power. The dual rule of my sons, though not without its difficulties, demonstrated the resilience and strength of the Roman Empire. It was a period of consolidation and defense, marked by efforts to uphold the principles of governance and military prowess that had defined my time as emperor. The campaigns I had led and the reforms I had implemented provided a solid foundation upon which my sons could build. Beyond the immediate impact of my reign, my legacy extended to the broader narrative of Roman history. The stability and security that I had strived to restore were crucial in ensuring the continued prosperity of the empire. My efforts to strengthen the central administration, curb corruption, and improve infrastructure had lasting effects, contributing to the overall health and vitality of Rome. Moreover, my commitment to the welfare of the Roman people through public works projects and cultural patronage left a lasting mark on the cities and communities of the empire. The roads, aqueducts, and buildings constructed during my reign continued to serve the populace, enhancing the quality of life and reinforcing the grandeur of Rome. As the years turned into decades, historians and scholars looked back on my reign with a mix of admiration and reflection. They recognized the challenges I had faced and the decisive actions I had taken to address them. My brief but impactful time as emperor was seen as a period of renewal and strength, a pivotal moment in the ongoing story of Rome. The legacy of an emperor is also measured by the character and values he imparts to his successors. In Numerian and Carinus, I saw the embodiment of the principles I had lived by: strength, wisdom, and justice. Their reigns, though short-lived, were a continuation of the ideals I had upheld, ensuring that the empire remained resilient and enduring. In the grand tapestry of Roman history, my story is but one thread, yet it is a thread woven with purpose and determination. My life and reign were dedicated to the service of Rome, to the protection and prosperity of the empire. As I reflect on my journey from the fields of Gaul or Illyricum to the heights of imperial power, I see a life shaped by the values of duty, honor, and resilience. The legacy of Carus is one of a leader who rose to the challenges of his time, who led with strength and wisdom, and who left an enduring impact on the empire he loved. It is a legacy that continues to inspire, a testament to the enduring spirit and strength of Rome. Thank you for watching. Our channel, known as the Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice, and other topics of liberal arts and sciences, including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast of the modern world. Topics perfect for the true modern polymath. The Renaissance ushered in a golden age and the pursuit of knowledge both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason. Embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity opens up the world to each of us, individually, and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit, more than just a philosophy or style, but a style for living, learning, growing, and thinking. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. If you're looking to explore and experience what life has to offer, I'm sure you'll enjoy the other videos on my channel. Please peruse and let me know in the comments what you get out of them and what other videos you'd like to see. But first, please take the quiz next to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Live the Renaissance spirit.